Yes, guys, welcome to the Engineer Muscle Podcast. I don't know what episode it is, but we have been pretty much on it recently with the videos. Like, comment, subscribe. Please, it does help the algorithm. And Hilly needs replace the disc, so we're gonna have.
Hey, when do I get my fucking 5-panel hat?
Go for me. The beanies haven't even come yet, so let's let the
Beanies
beanies
not
come.
what's going on? I need a new one.
The beanies should be here very soon. I'll do the 5 panels in summer. Are
we going straight into questions? Are we doing a how are we all?
I got a good question, Hilly, for you.
Go on then.
If Hilly created you and you created me, who created Hilly? It's a good question, that.
It's a good question.
Man like Popper Hill, and if you don't know, get to know.
Yeah.
Billy Hill.
Big Billy Hill. Big Billy Hill. Right, you get down off me, Nate. You go on.
Hilly learned from a few guys, ain't you, Hilly?
Yeah, I tried to pick people to work with that I thought were clever as fuck. The first guy I worked with is that Alex Azarian, who passed away. But then the second one was Scott Stevenson. I worked with Phil Hernan for a little bit, who was a very well-known, huge IFBB pro in America. Then I worked with... What else did I work with? Scott Stevenson. Cement Factory. AJ, that might be it, actually.
You never worked with Dante?
No, so Scott Stevenson was the only DC official trainer, and then later on he started doing his own Fortitude stuff. But initially, he was the original dog crap trainer for Dante.
You must have been a bit of an anomaly back in the day, though, Hilly, because as an academic, because obviously back then most people were just retards and bang gear and just lift weights and got massive, you know.
Yeah, I was just always into the geeky stuff and the science shit and that. So I was always. It's why my own physique never really advanced much, because apart from the partying, because I would be always running experiments and I'd sit with something wrong until I figured out what it was, instead of just being like, stop doing that, do something else. And I'd like, my blood work would be off or something wouldn't be working, but I'd leave it not working so I could figure out why it wasn't working. No, go around in circles and doing just stupid experiments all of the time.
Do the shit that I normally try to do.
Yeah, and like I was very close with that guy called Dat Brew, who was the initial fucking peptide guru, and I was like the first or second member on his private forum, and I'd be constantly talking about stuff because he was clever. Turned out he was a massive drug dealer as well, actually, with the peptides and shit. But I was just always hovering around people or like trying to learn as much as possible, just because I'm a geek and I like to self-experiment. That's why I prepped myself for a long time, because you don't mind fucking yourself up if you're doing it for yourself. And after tearing my pec and slipping my discs, which I'm going to get rid of the x-ray for, I was always like, with this big hole in my chest, I'm not going to do well in shows anyway, so I'll just use myself to fucking experiment.
Right, on the Jeremy Kyle show, we have got Hilly here, we've got Riz on the right, and we have the lie detector results, and it has Hilly is a liar.
Hilly, you've got to think, I did my first show while I was at uni when I was 24, I think. I'm almost 40 now. And then while I was at uni, two of my modules, because my dissertation's sports therapy, my degree included nutrition and sports therapy. The main part of my dissertation was nutrition, and the nutrition module, to pass it, you had to have a case study that you ran through a diet focused on performance. I just give the lecture to one of my clients who was already paying me to do it, and I got like fucking 98%. She was like, "You're the only people that's ever given me only people I've ever met that's actually getting paid to do what we're studying anyway." I thought I was taking nutrition for a flyby, but she'd pull me out in every lecture. She'd be like, "Peter, I know you work with athletes that do extreme stuff that I don't see. What do you think of this?" Turned out to be my most fucking hard working lecture, because she'd always be pulling me out for shit. Yeah. Being at uni was mega as well. Like, I went to uni a bit later, so people would be falling asleep in class because they were over and pissed. Well, I went when I was 23 or 24, and I was like, I'm here because I want to learn it. It entwined with bodybuilding. I'd turn up at like physiology, and there'd be no fucker there. Whereas I'd be at the front of the class, I was mates with the teacher, he'd be bringing me into the experimental lab and running extra tests on this. The lads that ran the lab at Teesside Uni, which does loads of work with Middlesbrough Football Club and that, they let me use the £20,000 biometrics thing that they had for the football players, and then they used me as a case study for that, because nobody using it had a 3 or 4% body fat, before a show. Yeah. It would give you a score of 100. A man ended up going over 100. And then once I dipped below, I think it got to the point where they were having to do like a 7 or 9 point caliper test to just try and get a reading from me. And the machine started giving me a worse reading. They were like, well, that doesn't make sense because it should just be testing this. So then they sent that back to the company that made this machine because they were like, well, we've never actually used it with anybody that fucking lean. So I was constantly around all of this. I just abused my degree. Like people would be like, well, is there a link between growth hormone and cancer? And it was a big thing then. So I would spend all my time in the library with access to all of this stuff, just researching that shit.
Yeah.
I'd spend more time doing that than I did my uni work. And I had all of these teachers to learn off. And then my work for the NHS, I worked on like one of the most severe eating disorder units in the country. So the consultants and the specialists there are like the smartest people on the fucking planet. I'd be like, well, why is that happening? Well, why is the hormones doing this? Why is that happening? You know, like, I'm just intrigued by all that shit.
Yeah.
But Hilly, you did also learn a lot from the forums, didn't you? Back in
I
the
spent
day.
about, yeah. But like I would spend just my entire life, and me and Jordan would go back through old posts. We'd be searching shit on Professional Muscle that was like when we would have been kids when it was being posted. Because then most of the more well-known IFBB pros used to post on bodybuilding boards. So we would search through old posts and read them and send shit to each other. See, like Big A, who ran Professional Muscle, and that Phil Hearn, another one. They used to run like growth hormone blasts, but they'd just do Saturday afternoon and all day Sunday, and they'd take their weekly growth dose and do that. Then other guys, and people would be running, so there was private sections of the board, and people that would be running experiments and documenting it, you know, like I do with myself.
Yeah.
So then there was a couple of private forums I was a member of, and that one was a doctor and one was this, and the information you'd be gathering, because there was no one else to talk to this shit about, so you'd just be batting stuff off each other. Well, I've done this. Like that brew had this thing where you were mega dose and peptides. I was on about in the group chat. So you were in GHRP6 and GRF. The normal's like 20 minutes 3 times before a meal. He was like, if you do it 5 or 6 times a day, it's like a boom dose, and then chase it with this, chase it with 1 IU of growth. And I was at uni with fuck all else to do. So I was doing them before every fucking meal. I had one of them insulin carry packs, walking around like Phil Hearn had me do a diet where the only carbs you ate was fruit or veg. So I was walking around uni with a fucking massive shoulder bag with like tubs of fucking organic chicken or beef, and then each pot had so much carbs in from fruit. And like my whole uni bag was just meals and peptides and shit.
What times were you alive?
Because a lot of people actually think Hilly is very science based, and when people ask me, they're like, "Oh, what's like working with Hilly?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just like bro sort of, you know, freestyle sort of, let's do whatever, yeah, works." I said, "Oh, I thought he was quite science based." I'm like,
no,
I'd actually say Hilly was a lot more bro than he is science based.
Science with common sense, I would say.
Yeah, I think it's just because I understand some of the science and I don't understand any of it like fucking someone like Dr. Dean or Joe Jeffries does. Because for me, I don't think that there's a need to understand that much of it, and I don't get an enjoyment from that. My enjoyment, well, I understand what that does and why it does it, and then I understand that it's going to affect the 3 of them differently. And why is that? And then how do we make it better? I don't care about understanding the big names that come with the pathways and shit, because I just don't bring that relevance. Like we always say, AJ and a lot of the American coaches that are the best in the world couldn't tell you the inside out of any of that science fucking shit, but they're the best coaches on the fucking planet. And I think I like to understand why something's doing it, but I don't need to know how many carbon atoms and atoms this and what molecular chain it's on to fucking know why it's doing something.
I think the difference is a lot of coaches are very set in their cycle way, in their training way. I think Hilly has a little bit of a lean towards high volume, a little bit, but I don't think it's your majority.
The only way I see I'm different from other coaches that I'm like when we're with clients who work with people is I really don't have a one set thing, a one set approach. Like and I like clients to try everything. So I'll have clients run through higher volume and low volume and increased frequency, and not because it all works. Like Hamish is a prime example. Hamish has been doing high volume since we started working together, just because I was like, well, you've never done this, try it.
That's why he still looks fucking same.
And he's made more progress than ever, and he enjoys it. Whereas, and we pulled back to low volume because on paper it made sense. The way my mind works is have a run of low volume where your joints are getting bad and you're stimulating certain types of hypertrophy, muscle fiber types, and then have a run higher volume because there's all these different mechanisms of hypertrophy. Why restrict yourself to one? So I like to run people through the different ones. But when we went back to low volume, Hamish was like, I'm just not enjoying this. My joints feel shit. So we went back. And I'll have people some fantastic coaches just have an approach to peak week, and that is all they do. Whereas so whoever it was last year competing, he did 4 different shows, and we almost did 3. We did 3 different approaches to peak week, because I'm like, well, how do we make this better? We don't just want to do the same. You're going to get fucking like, you look good, but can we be better? And the enjoyment for me is, how do we keep trying to be better? Because there's 99 ways to fucking do this shit, as we all know. And I do think that's why I end up with clients working with me for longer periods of time than other people. Because if you work with a coach and you just do the same stuff, inevitably you're going to want to try something else and you're going to get bored. I'm the same. Why the coaches I picked have been so different. Whereas I think because I'm constantly like, yeah, let's try that. You want to try that? Well, I can make that work. Do it this way. Well, we haven't tried that. If you constantly try it to be better and try different things, you're amused all of the time, aren't you?
I was in the gym today. On that note, what you're saying, yeah. I was like, oh, should I add another setting because I feel quite good today? And I thought, no. Because now what I'm doing is working, and I thought, yeah, leave it, and I just left. When you feel good towards the back end of the session, and I thought, yeah, I feel good for once, so yeah, I best just leave. And that was it. I was done.
I think the problem with a lot of coaching is the coach just knows what worked for them and what their coach did or their coaches did. And they have some understanding, but and that's not an insult, just not a huge understanding. So they try and make their clients do what they do because they know it works, which is sound. Whereas for me, I look at coaching like calm down, you. Like they're contracting me in. If a client says to me, I can only do this, it's my job to make that work. And yes, when it's totally bodybuilding focused, that's a little bit different. But my lifestyle clients, I mean, you tell me how I can do my job right to make it work right for you, because that's the fucking goal, isn't it? Whereas a lot of coaches will get a lifestyle client and they'll want them to train like they did when they do bodybuilding. They want them to eat like they do when they do bodybuilding. And then the client's there for 2 months and they're like, I didn't sign up for bodybuilding. I'm fucking out of here.
I think, let's just forget lifestyle for a minute, yeah? I think in bodybuilding, in progress-wise, I do honestly think, after doing this for a long time, I think the more, I know people talk about balance, yeah? But I truly believe this now. The more anal you are year round, the more progress it just brings. I don't give a fuck about the whole, I need a free meal with my missus, blah, blah, blah. Cool, I get that. Some people need that. When I stopped doing that shit, I actually started to look good. So that's why I think that is the way forward.
I think people mistake it when you say balance. The fact of the matter is, if your total goal is bodybuilding, if your total goal is the ultimate progression in any sport you're doing, you have to be locked in all of the time.
There's no balance.
There's no balance. But what I mean, you can still have balance for me, and by the balance for me, I say, if you're in off season, you can still go out for a meal with your bird. You can still do this. You can still do that. It's where people are like, I can't go and eat my steak and chips in a restaurant. I've got to have my steak and potato at home. That's where the balance.
But Hilly, like, what I want to do say is, like, me and Nathan Stiles were talking about the other day, and I went, bro, I've got to just admit, I have to admit one thing. Look, I'm old enough to accept this, yeah? If I eat shit once a week, I can't control it.
No, let me go let this fucking dog out.
I simply can't control it. So it's what I managed to have it no more.
Yeah, but that's the right way to do it, isn't it? Like, and that's what people fail to understand. Like, if you're a person that can't do that, can't have one meal, or it makes them fall off the next day, or even if not they carry on cheating, but then they slack off how much food they should eat the next day, then you're just a person that can't do that. That's just fact. Can't change it.
With me, I enjoy food, yeah. If I go out to a restaurant with D to eat, I'd rather get something clean. Because when I eat something clean, I actually feel good, yeah?
Yeah.
When I eat shit, I'm like, well, I've eaten shit now. I might as well eat a bit more shit.
Yeah.
And that's just how I am. And I'm a fat lad, so it's hard to control that. So man, I just don't eat shit now.
I think the Reddit has stopped that for me. I get halfway through a cheat when I'm done. I can still eat all my normal food.
Yeah,
but I get like
numbs it.
Yeah, but then like when I get a cheat meal, I'll like order my normal food, whatever it be, and I'll have like half it and I'm sound. Don't want dessert.
Find, though, yeah. When you do start having cheat meals, generally more often, like every week, which is often, that's 52 times a year, yeah? Going off plan, which is a good chunk of percentage. What is that, like 20% of the year? What I'm getting at is, I think when you start to eat cheat meals, your normal food start tasting shit. And when you have proper chocolate compared to dark chocolate, it don't taste as good. Your cream rice now starts to taste a bit bland. And I think when you have that weekly off plan, you start to put less effort into your daily meals.
Yeah, I think they're the people. I think if you have that knock-on effect, I think that's where you need to knock on the head. But like, it depends where you're at. Like, my food's so high. Like, my last meal of a normal training day, I would do well to get that amount of calories in an off-plan meal. Does that make sense? Because it all comes from clean food. Like, I eat 2 bagels, 500 grams of chips, 2 squares bars, 2 slices like low-fat cheese, and 150 grams of fruit. Like, I could have anything from McDonald's menu, and it'll equate not the same macros, but equate to the same amount of calories. And it doesn't fuck up my food the next day. Do you know what I mean?
I think it depends. Everything's always situation dependent in it. So, like, look at Luke Sandow would say he would get his 5 bodybuilding meals in, and then meal 6 could be whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
What's his last name? Reese, the young kid that looks fucking fantastic.
Reese McDonald.
Yeah, that got his PCA Pro card last year.
No, the idiot Reese. Yeah.
He just did a video there, one of his Instagram things, and he was like, "There's 5 meals in a day, such and such. The last meal he doesn't track it to clean free for all. You might have to eat something else."
Yeah.
I think like if you're the type of person that when you're eating on a Saturday night and you're eating loads of shit, and we've said this over and over again, it's fucking your stomach for the next 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And then some people's mentality can't fucking deal with that. Whereas if every night you're having fucking fajitas and chips, or like what you've just said there, Dave,
Exactly.
they're not cheap meals, they're just high calorie meals.
Yeah.
And people's, like what you said, is people's problem is some people when they eat, they need to eat more of that, and it's a bag of cookies and it's this, and then the next day
It's accepting that. It's accepting that.
that's it.
And saying, I'm going to do that. So if I'm going to end up doing that, I'd rather not do it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I know for me, it's probably why food doesn't bother me anymore, because I know when I eat stuff that I would want to eat or I used to crave, it would fuck my stomach up and it would just make the rest of the week miserable. So for me, I'm very big on you can't miss what you don't have. And now I don't miss any food. Sarah, my mate, are like, "Will you just eat this?" And I'm like, I generally just don't want it. Like, I'm just not asked.
But that's what I'm saying. Like recently, I've been having my prawns again. I quite like prawns, yeah.
I mean,
When I make them in the sauce, I add a bit of veg and I mix them in my potato. To me, that tastes banging, and it's better than any meal that I can have out. Because the meal I have out is going to make me feel like shit.
In my diet at the moment, right, while I'm doing this diet, it's so lazy, it's unbelievable. I've just have a shake for meal 1, and it's my next 3 meals are just 175 grams of chicken. It's a mix of chicken breast and chicken thigh, and each meal's either with 2 slices of sourdough or a bagel. And then on a night, I just have a steak or a salmon meal and then a protein shake. That's it.
You lazy fucker.
it works though. Like, it's simplicity though. It works, doesn't it?
Yeah. But I've been doing more whole food recently, and I feel very good for it. I can eat a whole food meal, and I feel like it holds in my stomach for me to go to the gym, train. When I have cream of rice pre, my session sort of lags. I think it transits so quick. I have to take a shit, like 2 shits before I go to the gym. Well, when I have a whole food meal, I don't feel like.
Yeah, but Riz, you eat your pre-workout meal 9 hours before you go gym, bro. So like, I'm not
I
surprised.
eat my chicken and rice an hour before the gym now.
Oh, good.
I just don't want to sit and waste the time eating chicken and rice, so I just make a bagel, sourdough. And then my low days have just been 2 bagels during the day. My food's been so low.
Chicken, rice, raisins.
Banging.
Mine's, I don't do raisins. I'm addicted to candy floss grapes at the moment, but they're so expensive. Like, I do a pannet of those a day.
Yeah, they're nice.
I would eat like the black grapes. I get the black grapes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I like the black ones. I like all the grapes.
Yeah. I do, obviously. That's what my New Year's resolution was, to have fruit with every meal. I do feel better for it. I'm sure I do. I feel more satiated as well.
I have fruit at every single meal.
Yeah.
I think I've gone through the grape phase, the berry phase, the melon phase. That was a good phase, yeah.
Melon phase.
The melon phase. Because my idea was melon obviously got water in it, so if you can have a bit more in off season, it helps with hydration, right? But I've gone back to berries now because of simplicity. But trust me, I have to have fruit in every meal. I think even towards the back end of the cut.
You inspired me to go out and try, is it pomegranate seeds?
Nice.
How you eat those, they're fucking rancid, bro. They're absolutely. I even swore, fuck's sake, Riz, as I was eating. They're disgusting.
They're fucking nice, bro.
They're bitter and nasty, bro. Horrible.
Yeah, they are a bit bitter. I used to eat them when I was a kid, but not now.
No, they are good though, Hilly. I think they're quite nice. It's good for
Very good for you.
Yeah, good for
Anything
you.
with seeds in is better for you, isn't it? We know seeds are like the fucking superfood.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think, do you know, since I've been eating prawns again, yeah, I can't lie. The prawns are just doing it for me right now. I swear to fucking God, it's like my favourite meal.
I love prawns.
I love them.
I just won't pay to eat them.
Yeah, it's just cost, isn't it? I still do a mix of, I do 125 grams of chicken mince and 125 grams of chicken breast. That's what I do on every meal.
Every meal?
Yeah.
How are you preparing that?
So I cook 2 packets of chicken mince in the morning with like a load of buffalo seasoning. So it's like, because I'm a horrible weirdo. I like it when it kind of like dries up and goes gooey, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then obviously I pre-cook all my chicken breast. So I cut my chicken breast up, bang that in the microwave, bang that in the microwave with the chicken mince, and then I fry the rice and all it off together. Sauerkraut, sriracha mayo, done.
It's a lot of effort that for a meal there.
Yeah.
Yo, it
Work
takes
for
me a
me.
long time to make my prawns every day, half an hour, you know. Mental job, yeah. Put the
And
prawns in the pan.
I bet they're
Do you
pre-cooked
make-
ones, aren't they?
Hey?
Are they pre-cooked as well?
No, I buy the pre-cooked ones sometimes, and I buy the raw. The raw ones do taste better,
They do, yeah.
but I get the prawns, chuck them in the pan, and I put on. I use finely chopped tomatoes. Yeah. I put like a quarter can in, put all the seasoning in, all the veg, and let it sit for like 20 minutes. Keep stirring it while I'm doing all the chores, and then at the end I put in whole lemon with the potato, bro. Fucking banging.
All of that, and you just make one meal.
One meal, G.
Fuck that.
Bro, man is winning. Yo, the best thing about prawns is you get quite a lot of food.
Yeah, you know the volume. Yeah, for sure.
So I do two chicken meals a day. I do 2 prawn meals a day, and I do a whey meal a day. Because
If I won the lottery, I'd just eat fish for every meal. I've always said that. I just refuse.
I can't cook cod. I always fuck it up, so I don't buy that.
Yeah.
Sea bass is easy though.
Yeah.
The problem with the fish, to get good fish to eat, you need to buy expensive fish, and it gets even more expensive then. Like fresh
Bro,
fish.
sea bass is like £5 a meal.
Is that those horrible little frozen fillets though?
Oh, they're nasty. I can't eat.
Yeah, they're like
frozen
half
fish.
cat.
I can't eat frozen chicken either. Nasty.
No, I don't mind anything frozen either. Not at all.
I tell you what, lads, I've got the Retta up to a meg a week at the moment, and it hasn't reduced my appetite or my hunger signals at all.
Well, you are eating a bagel every day, yeah, that's about it.
But I just said that to Riz, like, I'm still running it now. I don't even know what I'm running anymore. It's just 2 clicks. It's fuck all still. Like, I'm not increased the dose. But, like, the real benefit I see is, like, how to order a cheat meal where even, like, I'm not going mad. I have, like, half that. I'm just done. Push it aside. Don't want any sweets. Don't want any chocolate. Don't want any cake, nothing like that. I'm good.
You know, when you take it out, you will get a rebound effect.
Maybe. I just won't take it out.
Of hunger.
That's cool. But my plan is when, obviously, my food's getting high now, I'm probably on 900 grams of carbs, something like that. As soon as that happens and I start pulling it down, because that's still a tool, I should get a rebound to get up to big food again.
Well, I'm going to taper mine up again this week to 1.25. Then I'll go to 1.5 to see. That's why I've kept my food so low and such small quantities, to see if it actually reduces the hunger. Do you know when you get the hunger pang in your stomach and that, just to see what it does. Then I'm going to dip it back off a little bit, and then I'm going to get my bloods done after 8 weeks of being on just 240 mg a test, 5 IU a GH, 1 mg of MOTC a day, and the Retta, because I'll have been on them solid for 8 weeks, and I'll have been cooking 12. And I'm going to see if my blood work is better than it's ever been. And then I'm going to move to cycle. I'm going to leave the Retta at 250 micrograms Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the MOTC in. And I'm going to see if my blood work stays way better than it ever has been while I've got them in. Because then that way I can see how much of an if I've got a lifestyle or like a longevity wellness client, some guy or girl that just wants to be fit, healthy, and look good, wants to do it on TRT, we know the peptides can make you like super optimal.
Yeah.
And then are the peptides also able to keep your blood work in a better position while you're on cycle? That's what I want to see.
Be interested to see your HbA1c. That's what I'd be interested to see off the back of it.
So if you watch the latest podcast of Cuba and the guy who runs, Scott McNully, who runs Think Big Bodybuilding,
Yeah.
Cuba used to do an experiment with the Retta for 8 weeks. And he is obviously the most anal guy you're ever going to find. He's not going to miss a single thing.
Yeah.
And he went, I reviewed it, and obviously I messaged him afterwards privately as well. Conclusion is he used the Retta for that long, and not a single marker changed on his blood work. Cholesterol never got better. Nothing got better. And his analysis basically was other people's blood work's only getting better
If it's shit.
because they're not eating shit. He goes, because my blood, Hilly, after that 18-week blast was good. You seen it, and that was with 1 free meal.
Yeah.
So is it that people are just not eating
Maybe.
shit?
That'll be the biggest factor for most people. But I've seen I've done a consult and a client. Both have always had LDL over range, and both have always had slightly skewed kidney markers. Both were like the best they've ever been in their entire life. Their entire life from
But are they using other subs though?
No, that's all they did. That was their only change from anything they've done in their life. But I've also looked. One of these guys didn't have any improvement, although his HDL, LDL, and kidney markers were better. His HbA1c got worse.
Yeah. I've
But
seen a
what
few
you
cases
see-
of that recently.
What you're saying is right for outside of bodybuilding, because you've got to bear in mind Kuba's analysis there. In the real world, it's stopping people eating shit. So of course the HbA1c is going to get better. Of course the blood glucose is going to get better. Of course kidney readings. Of course cholesterol is going to get
Yeah,
better.
because they're fat fucks and they've lost 2 stone.
That's it, and they're not eating shit. But what I want to see is, does my blood work come back and be like, wow, this is good,
Yeah.
and then can I step into a decent cycle and be like, wow, do you know what it is? My blood work still held good. It was worth having, because the reason I've done this first phase is to see where I can have it, that it improves my blood glucose, it doesn't affect my bowel movements, and I'm still able to eat and be hungry. At the moment, 750 to 1,000 micrograms, so a mig. There's no change to my bowel movements, which was a big thing for me because I was worried about that with my fucked up digestive system. Blood glucose is great with the motzi in there as well, so it could be either or. And I'm still getting hunger pangs during the day. Like I say, I don't crave to eat shit anyway, but I've noticed I've made myself hungry first by making sure my food's so low, and that hasn't changed. So it's not like, like the other day with Aralina, I didn't eat till 1 o'clock. I had a protein shake at 8 or 9 o'clock. By 12 o'clock, I felt sick. I was like, wow, I'm hungry. And that's with the Retarin at a lower dose. So it's not affecting.
Are you pinning it daily or once a week?
So I'm doing I started with 250 micrograms Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's 750 total. Then I went to 1,000 micrograms, 1 mig, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah.
This week, I'm doing it daily. So it'll be 1.25 mig.
Yeah.
And I'm just seeing, what I want to see is if there's a dose where all of a sudden I'm like, do you know what it is? All I've had a protein shake and it's 1 o'clock because I've been running about with Aralina. And actually, I don't have that sicky feeling in my stomach.
Yeah.
And I'm not asked about eating. And that's the dose that I know a prep client needs to be on because that's the function we want. And I also know that, do you know what it actually is? I can take 750 micrograms and I don't get any of that. But then the debate is it still going to have a positive effect on anything? Kuba thinks not at that dose. And then if it doesn't, it's not worth people keeping in the off season. But at least then I know for myself as a fact.
Hilly, is it that people are using it in the off season, not eating more shit? That's what I'm saying, because a lot of lads are using it and they're rating it. But I'm like, but bro, your physique does not look improved. So my argument is, in reality, is it really bringing much to bodybuilding?
I don't know. From my conclusion, what I've seen so far, I don't know. I think I'll know as I get to the end of season and whip it out. I think that's when I'll really see, because I've had it in for a while now. When I run out, I won't put it in again straight away, and I'll just see how that changes the look, how I feel. But I do feel. It sounds so silly. Like I feel more insulin sensitive. Like I feel like my body's utilizing food better. Specifically, obviously, I've always been able to eat a lot of food. Then again, obviously, the caveat is I'm also running insulin as well, Lanta. So it's like, where is that coming from? But I just feel that my body's just a little bit happier eating this volume of food.
I'm way more impressed with the motzi than anything else. Way more impressed.
Yeah, he loves the motzi.
Yeah. Honestly, I take that 1 mig on a morning with my fucking CV burn, and my energy is as good. Like I've run out this week. I'm waiting for more to come, and I feel a fucking difference come the afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm back tired where now I'm going to kill you, darling. I love you and that, but you're doing my tits in. I feel that energy dip 3 or 4 o'clock. I'm like, I could have a nap now.
Yeah.
Whereas the last 3 or 4 weeks, there's been none of that. I've been at 6, 7, 8 o'clock flying.
honestly, you think I sort of don't use the MOTSI. I only use one peptide right now. Obviously, SLU just don't even count that.
Yeah,
It's just a baseline. The what's it called? What are
SS31.
we? SS31, bad boy compound. Yeah, fucking sick. I'll be doing 5 milligrams a day. Yeah, that is quite expensive.
1 mg a day.
Huh?
I thought the dose is 1 mg a day for that.
My brother, what have we said about the apple and the tree? No. I've been doing 5 mgs a day because what the analogy basically is, MOTSI apparently, I can't remember the fucking. I'm gonna get confused with them both. Yeah.
Yeah.
MOTSI in essence is like the turbocharge to the mitochondria. Yeah. I forgot the name already.
SS31.
The SS31 is more like the service of the mitochondria.
Right.
So then your MOTSI could only make your mitochondria X amount better. But if we can fix the mitochondria, make it more, as in...
I thought that's what SLU was doing to the mitochondria, though, from the turbocharging.
They all do it in different pathways, can it? But I think SS31 in essence repairs it, yeah? In a simple term. I'm not clever enough to explain it properly, yeah? But I can't lie, since I've been using the 5 mg, guess what? Man's not even having caffeine. Are you fucking mad? No caffeine since I wake up. Normally I wake up when I have caffeine and I'll bang my peptides. After cardio, I'll have a meal one. I'll have another coffee. I'll go gym, have a pre-workout. I've had none.
Well, I've got 2 bottles of SS31 there, and I've got a bottle of fucking NAD 50 that I need to start using, but I don't want to throw everything in.
Throw it in, brother. Throw it in.
And see, and this is something I've always done. I don't like to just take everything because I want to know what's doing what and what's not. Because I can't say to clients, listen, you need to take all of this. I want to know what's got the most bang for the buck, so I can say to someone, listen, I would highly recommend the MOTSI without a shadow of a doubt. If you've got extra funds that you want to spend, the others will come into play as well.
You've lost your way. Is Hilly going to go to rave next? Can I get a cocktail? Can I have all the drinks
martini,
so I can see what they're going to do to me?
A mocktail.
Put the coconut separate.
Yeah, listen, I was at that wedding at the weekend, right, and they had 3 mocktails on the side. Irene had one with little Mikey, right? Daddy and me love these mocktails. Can we have another one? Went to the bar for 3 mocktails, £24.90. £24.90. Honestly,
Juice.
Most expensive round I've ever bought that didn't have any fucking alcohol in it. I was livid.
I hope you didn't drop them on the way back to the table, mate.
No, mate, but I had to go back to the woman and say, listen, when I order these from now on, put diet lemonade in them, not normal lemonade, and not that strawberry syrup. I need some strawberry puree, because she was bouncing off the wall. She was up to laugh for that little fucker.
But so far, the SS31 legit on the 5 mgs, I feel mega. And going by the data, you know, the data does not lie, yeah? So my sleep has improved massively. And since I've been using the SS31, my heart rate has dropped down nicely as well, yeah?
Interesting.
I've seen a low of 57 beats per minute. That's the lowest. That's before the introduction of the Clen, yeah? Which is fantastic. And the fact that I used to sit at about 80 beats per minute.
Yeah, I do.
Before,
yeah.
And before that, I used to sit at 100.
Mm.
So I'm very, very impressed because I'm still quite heavy for myself.
So the Clens come in and the SS31's stop at increasing your heart rate?
Yeah, so...
Isn't that then negating part of the impact of the Clen? So
my heart rate was, before the SS31, it was sitting at around about 64.
Yeah.
SS31's gone in, it's gone down to 62, 61, 58, 58. I'll put the Clen in, and took it back up to 62, 63. But it's not gone back to that 65.
I get you.
Which is good.
Yeah.
And when I check my my sleep score, that's better as well. And my heart rate at night is better as well. It's just since I put the Clen in, it's almost jumped.
Are you tidying up a bit now?
Yeah, just dieting a little bit because I just want to see how I need to get my bloods on again, so get a bit leaner, control estrogen. And my E2 was 800, so you know what I mean. That's not even a joke, bro. 800.
822 or something it was, wasn't it?
That's what happens. That's what happens when you got those titties anymore, mate. They giving you the alarm signals.
Right, should we do some questions?
I'm never ever doing any other drugs except for test, mass, primo, and
SS31.
What,
a little bit
you're never doing the two worst drugs to control an E2. Is that what you're saying?
bro. But when I was doing when I did my blast with Cuba, I was doing a gram of test, yeah, 800 a gram of mass and 400 primo. Hilly, you see my E2?
Yeah,
it was 250.
I'm telling you, right? Where's that? I'm telling you now, those last bloods were skewed.
There's no fucking way. So mass is ultimately a term. Like we know that. Like there's no fucking way mass in primo is bringing E2 down whatever EQ.
But bro, years ago we were saying that EQ never brought down E2, but it did.
We were always saying it did from day one.
No, as in years ago.
Okay, yeah.
About these drugs, obviously in elite genetics like myself, people who grow at a rapid rate.
Yeah,
drugs is massive.
Where was it here? Here it is, right? So Riz's test level was 50.9 and his estrogen was 838. That's fucking wrong, that, by the way. We said this. There's no fucking way. There's no way.
It's possible.
You would have been on the phone crying to me 3 times a week, bro.
I never had a rocker for like 8 weeks, bro. I didn't realise.
Yeah, Riz, I've been looking at your bloods for a decade. Your estrogen's never been that high, even when on anything.
I never had gyno.
I reckon when you got that gyno snipped up, they gave you a vagina at the same time.
838 with a test level of 54.
And what were you running at that point? EQ and test?
No, just he was just on a test cruise.
Just test, go on a cruise.
Oh, fuck off, mate. You're better than that. You don't actually believe that nonsense, do you? What dosage were you test at?
320.
Oh, shut up, you fucking buffoon. How is it going to be? Mate, we were
138.
Bro, I'm a hyper negative responder. I get the negative sides.
Listen to this, right? So and this isn't a dig at the guy. There was a post on Jordan's forum the other day. I've been reading something that Dr. Dean posted about being a slow drug metabolizer. So do I have to worry about my health markers? Because when I take 80 mg of test, I get a really good reading of like 50 something. I was like, no, mate, slow metabolizer or good responder. Basically, it just means you're getting more out of less key. You'd be fucking happy. And he was like, oh yeah, sorry for overcomplicating it. I was like, mate, how is the world ruining content?
And my answer would still be get up to a gram, mate.
I'm not responding well. I'm a slow metabolizer.
If you metabolize quick, that means you get it in and out, innit?
It just means
you don't want to be fast.
I was like, it just means that you get a great testosterone reading from a low dose of fucking drugs, mate. Be happy about it.
Should have been now, mate. You've got to run test prop because your body.
Yeah, it's too fast, bro.
That would be like a testy in your body, bro.
Lauren will be Mr. Olympia soon. Questions.
Oh, Dara asked some mad questions. I can't even answer. Can
you do it? Can you do it in his accent?
I can't even ask it on it.
Can you do it in his accent?
Can you do? Yeah.
Can you do it in Dara's accent for me?
I can't do Irish accent.
No. Ask the question. Don't be scared a little bit.
You do it.
Mate, I only know pikey, not Irish. You don't do pikey. It's different.
What's pikey then?
It's not for me. It's for me, ma. It's very different to Irish.
Do you watch their videos on Instagram?
Yeah, you tag me them all the time, you fucking idiot.
I'll fight you for your shacks and your fucking dad.
You just tagged me in them, says my uncles. What do you mean do I watch them? What did Dara ask? Don't be scared.
No, 100%. I'm not asking that here.
Please.
It's fucked.
Please.
I'm not asking.
Please, I beg you.
No.
Send it to me. I'll ask it.
No. If you could work with Dara, that's another good one. If you could work with one top level Olympian coach, who would it be and why?
AJ Sims. Proven track record, never misses, always wins. Now it's the same look every time, repeatedly with every single client. I appreciate it would be maybe a last hurrah from obviously some of the adverse effects we've seen from some people, but if I was to really make and push it, that's what I'd be going for. Chris
Aceto for me, just because I'm intrigued by how he does things. And like even to the point where when he's posted when his client has posted meal plans, I've gone through and worked out the macros of them. You know, try and understand what he does, but there just seems to be no logic.
You don't know. All he goes muffin.
Yeah. So I'd want to play through something that seems to have no logic but works so well.
By the way, that's not me discrediting Chris. I genuinely believe he's one of the best coaches on planet Earth. I just think he is someone that truly has an eye for bodybuilding and how the food can affect a body. And I think he's able to just quickly go, bang, man, do this, and it gets the appropriate response most of the time.
I think it's all about the mind, mate.
I would pay an awful lot of money to be around him for like a week and watch what he looks at and just get him to talk through. This is what I see here compared to 2 days ago. This is why I'm doing this. This is why. And I would pay him an awful lot of money to just spend even a couple of days just to understand his thinking and what he sees and why he sees it.
Have you watched his story on who he learned from?
Yes.
Yeah. I watched all of these podcasts.
Yeah. I've watched like everything I can find on Chris City just because it all isn't like I was saying this to a client the other day. We all have access to use the same drugs. Because my client was like, you always tell everybody what you're doing with people. There's nothing like hidden. I'm like, because there's not. Like, what I see and why I do something is my way. But what we're working with, we've all got the same shit to work with. Like, and we all run through the same hurdles of people having shit drugs, people having good drugs. There's only so many diuretics available. There's the same insulin. We've all got the same access to shit. So it's all in how someone's mind works and what they're seeing and how they're mapping something out to what they're trying to achieve. And I'd just like to know or try and understand how his mind works with shit, that's all.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I was going to say Chris, so I won't say Chris.
I feel like Milos in the early 2000s would be fun.
Chad Nichols.
Chad. If I'd pick Crisicito for prep and Chad for off-season.
Chad Nichols. Do you know who I reckon to be quite good? Who does get good results in the past? The George Farah. He has got some good results in the past. He never gets the hype for it.
Because he's also a bit of a fucking idiot, isn't he? That's why.
Got more pro card wins than most, I think, as well, from what I understand.
Say that again.
He's got more pro card wins than most, from what I understand.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He just comes across as a bit mad, I think.
At the top. Rambod, obviously.
Honey.
Oh, do you know who I would work with? If I had a choice, I'd work with Neil Hill. That's who I'd work with.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. I don't know why. I haven't really
like Neil.
I haven't watched much stuff from him. I'd still pick to work with Blue Taylor as well.
Yeah, for sure.
He's on one of my fucking, if I decided to hire a coach for off-season and whatnot.
Yeah, and I think that's the same thing. I prep with AJ and do off-season with Blue, because Blue puts size on people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blue does. Yeah. So what I like about Neil Hill, we know his training methodology is a little bit, obviously at Y3T, what you used to say, yeah? But you can't, do you know when he talks? That guy talks so much sense. And because my boy used to work with him when I was younger, I sort of know what they do to get into shape. And he's a very
traditional.
What's the word? Very traditional bodybuilder.
Yeah.
He's been there, he's walked the walk. And what he did with Flex Lewis, what he's doing with the allowed to come second at the Olympia, I think he's a fucking good coach and he carries himself very well. And he's been consistently out there.
Yeah. My Hill is, apart from the odd guy who I know he's coached, who obviously was very good with genetics and stuff, I don't know of a huge bank of his work. Whereas the amount of shit that blokes do with people is undeniable. Whereas with Neil Hill, I can't think of lots of people he's got amazing results with on all levels.
Yeah.
The Flex Lewis was special though, isn't it?
That's it. Like, and I know he's done some amazing stuff with people, but the amazing stuff's been with amazing people. Does that make sense? Whereas Casito's taken, we couldn't nail it, we're fluffing it, nailed it with them, like over and over and over and over again.
I tell you who is very, very smart. I don't know if they can call him Olympian coach. You that Dom Super Sliced?
Yeah, he knows what he's done.
He's super, super good. And him and Chris Tuttle.
And in that Dom Super, a lot of training as well. He's good on the training side of things as well.
Bro, he's actually a really, really smart guy. And if you listen to his podcasts, he's super smart. I really
Yeah,
like
I
it.
saw a picture of young Flex the other day, and it didn't have to remind me of Luca, like physique
Yeah.
Yeah.
wise, it's very similar.
I've got a question here. With all the new fat loss peptide agents, Reta, SLU, L-carnitine, all using different pathways, could we see a time when it's possible to get stage lean without always needing to go into a deficit with calories?
Absolutely not. It will never happen. It's physiologically impossible. Stop being stupid.
No, you
Good
if you
question. I understand what he's saying, but it just the rules of thermodynamics that you're not. They assist that. They put you in the deficit. You're not getting lean without going into a deficit. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
no, but if you if you were to use them compounds, whichever ones you choose, and you stayed at the same diet and you utilize them, you'll see progress.
But they're
And I
pushing.
would
It's because of
argue,
what they are doing, which push you into a deficit.
yeah, but what I'm saying is that if you stayed on them exact same compounds, didn't change your diet, and just kept improving week on week, you'd eventually get to a point where that would become your new
I
deficit.
don't think you would.
Yeah. What his question is, could you get stage lean
No.
without using the other stuff? So his question is,
Oh no.
because they all use different pathways, could we see a time when it's possible to get stage lean without always needing to go into a deficit with calories along with added cardio and steps? No. Like, so if you keep it, if calories are kept the same, Red is not really doing that much. Like, yes, it's working on different pathways.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it's ever going to drive enough fat loss to get you anywhere near stage lean. SLU the same. Yes, it's potentially increasing metabolic output, but not enough to drive where you need to go to get stage lean. L-carnitine, it's improving things. It's allowing an increase in the release of free fatty acids. So potentially they are to be there to be burned, but it's not putting us in a deficit. All of the other peptides, I think you could take them all, and a person out of shape, if he took all of them, will improve his shape staying at the same calories. But I don't think you would ever be able to take someone from off season to stage lean, keeping calories the same and not increasing output. The drugs just don't do enough. Like clenbuterol,
Oh, sorry, Hilly.
clenbuterol, T3, DMP, whatever drug you want to talk about.
DMP.
Well, because I'm going in order of drugs that burn calories.
Exactly. Yeah.
Clenbuterol increases it puts you in a deficit, depending on where you feel.
Yeah.
If you're at maintenance, you take clenbuterol, it puts you in a deficit.
Like
When you're at maintenance, you take T3, you take enough of it to put yourself out of the normal range, you increase your metabolic output, you burn more calories. You take DMP, you burn a shit ton more calories. They're in order of what they're doing. You then eat less calories, you then do cardio to burn more calories. They're all directly driving output in quite a dramatic way. Whereas for the peptides, they're manipulating pathways to make your body more efficient, but they're just not creating enough of a turnover to offset a maintenance. It's just not happening.
Think of it like a car. Like servicing your car is like good for maintenance, helps it run really, really well, but it's not going to make it any faster. Does that make sense? Like that? That's where I'd see it. And I think obviously you keep seeing these guys saying like 6 weeks transformation on Reta, and they look really lean, they look great. That's cool, but they're forgetting to tell everybody the deficit that they went in, or they stopped eating for that 6 week period of time. Like they're not fat loss agents. It's not what they do. Like you're not exactly. You're not burning. Your expenditure is not increasing by taking these. It's just making your body hyper efficient at utilizing the food it's currently intaking. That's all it's doing.
if you could change your calories and you only push the peptides more, I think you can get stage lean, but not with stage muscle.
But that's the same as have we seen that question is the same as have we seen people prep with not doing cardio? Martin Fitzwater done it for years. That can happen. We know that, and it's the same thing because all you're doing is managing your calories down whilst using those as assistants.
And like, don't get me wrong, if you have SS31 in, if you have MOTC in, if you have L-carnitine in, if you have Reta in, if you have SLU in, and you keep driving the dose up, you will be able to get stage lean, likely doing less cardio than you did before, potentially maybe keeping food a little bit higher than you did before, and potentially not having to use as many fat burners or taking the fat burners to a higher level. We've already got people last year that used MOTC, SLU, whatever else, and they were all saying that they got away with doing a little bit less cardio. The clenbuterol dose didn't have to go as high because when those drugs are in, everything else being manipulated by the peptides means that the body is able to be more efficient at what it does. Because exactly like what Deck just says, these peptides make your body more efficient. So the environment that it's in everything becomes more effective in that environment. But
I think
it doesn't matter how much you tweak the engine on a car, you won't be able to do the same as put a turbo on it.
I think the way we look at it is human body is like an engine, yeah? Steroids is the turbo, the food is the fuel, and all the peptides is them little pipes that are in your fucking car
Yeah,
holding everything
that's
together.
it. Yeah, that's the
And when
best way
one
to
of
do it.
them
Yeah.
one of them pipes can blow off, it'll cause a bit of an issue, but you can carry on driving for a little bit, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's
And then
them little clamps.
and also like just to use that analogy, like obviously if you run a car at high power for a while, those pipes, they start just seizing a little bit, or they start leaking a little bit of fluid. And obviously what we do with our bodies, like forcing food all the time, we're creating that same environment in the human body. All that stuff ultimately doing is reversing it. I don't believe it's optimizing it. It's helping us
It's
bodybuild.
lubricating shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's just helping us bodybuild a little bit better and just giving us a little bit more efficiency over time. In the very same way that we understand or use insulin to give the pancreas a little bit of a release as well as getting massive. It's kind of doing the same thing. You know what I mean?
It's like when people ask like me on questions on engineered site, they're like, when they ask me WhatsApp, hey bro, if I use this, does that mean I can use loads of orals? No. No supplements I sell, JP sells, Strom sells. We can't make them claims, number one. What we're trying to say is, we know what we do is bad. We are just trying to add longevity to that. We're trying to almost buffer the damage.
Being proactive, not reactive.
Yes, proactive, not reactive, like you said.
Got another good one here. Thoughts on the coaches saying anything 10 IU of GH is a waste of money?
It's retarded. They're the stupidest people in the world. And again, it's the same group of people that are now saying it'll go viral. It's retarded. Like, we understand now that there was once upon a time 5 years ago where UGL growth hormone was bad. And we know that, and people could run double the dose because every bottle was 5 IUs or whatever. We obviously test a lot of the ones we use, and we know they're running at 12 IUs of true GH. You will see a benefit at 2 IUs. Like how anyone says, you'll look fuller, you'll have better sleep, better skin, and ultimately you'll mitigate fat gain a little bit better, in my opinion, from my experience. But people that are saying things like you need to use 10 IU a day to see a difference are just retards, and they're doing it for clicks. They're trying to go viral because they've had a really good off season, like the person that everyone's talking about, and they're just putting it towards, I just do 10 IUs of GH a day, and I think it's nonsense.
The thing is, I used from 4 to 6 to 8 to 10. Is there a difference? Of course, but for the money, for the bang for the buck, for the
from 5 to 10,
progress,
yeah.
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
For the average person who hasn't got sponsors, let's be honest, a lot of these lads saying that, these are obviously on about Tom Hames and Reese Fit, yeah?
Yeah.
People love to cause drama. I get what them boys are saying. They are saying, I think they're trying to say it in a normal way, without people trying to mix shit up, yeah? 10 IUs of GH does bring a very, very different look to the physique.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're trying to get at, that 10 IUs will bring a more visible change than 5, which is pretty fucking obvious. Yeah. I think 5 is still a very, very good dosage.
But is that a superficial look though? Whilst on 10 IUs, when you drop that out pre-prep, does it go?
Of course it's superficial. If you drop it out, and I mean it's a stupid statement anyway, because we know that it's not being wasted. We know the drug works like Dex says, 2 IU, 3 IU. You put 1.5 or 2 IU of growth in, it works. So, like a hospital, a doctor will prescribe someone 2 IU of GH because it works. So we know it's not a waste. It works. The difference is, how much is it working in terms of what it's costing you and what you're hoping for? So we know that 4 IU will work a bit. Like Ian Valier said on a podcast last week or the week before, his sweet spot was 6 to 8 IU of GH a day. So if you've got one of the best bodybuilders in the world saying 6 IU was his sweet spot, and he went to 10 or 12, it wasn't worth the difference, then obviously anything less than 10 IU isn't a fucking waste, is it? Because one of the best bodybuilders in the world, best doses was 6 to 8 IU a day. So therefore, less than 10 IU simply can't be a waste from an accurate pro bodybuilding standpoint. From a medical standpoint, we know as a scientific fact, 2 IU increases lipolysis. We know that as you build up the dose, you don't get any more build up in lipolysis, but you get a build up in IGF. We know IGF elicits a growth response in way of developing new cells. So it's also not a waste. So the statement 10 IU anything less than 10 IU is a waste is a stupid statement.
So
But
9 IUs is shit.
But as Riz says, when they're saying that, if they're talking about what you see in the gym in terms of visual feedback, if you put 4 or 6 IU in, there's probably, like for me, I've taken 2 IU, 4 IU, 6 IU, 7 IU of pharma grade growth that I knew was legit. I didn't see anything visually. So if I'd have jacked that up to 10, might I have got some water retention? Might I have looked bigger in the gym? Is that then not a waste? Does that mean, do I need to take, this is the stupid thing. Basically, until you take enough to create enough water retention that you can see in the gym, it's a waste. That's what they're saying, which is a silly comment, yeah? But what they're actually just saying is, if you want to feel something from it and see something from it, if you're needing that visual feedback, then you're not getting anything from growth. If you want to take the drug and feel it like you feel Anadrol or Supergel, because they love Supergel as well, then you're wasting your money unless you take 10 IU. That statement is accurate. Why would you want to do that?
And do you know what it is? Everyone's got an opinion, and I think Superdrol's shit. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean I'm saying Superdrol's bad. I'm saying I don't like it, and I think it's pretty shit. I think everyone's allowed their opinion. I think people see stuff on Instagram and they automatically think, because Tom Hames said that, that's the only way to do it, or there's got to be some sort of fucking reply to it.
But I have no problem. I'll say it to their faces. Their opinion is wrong in this instance. Like, it's a stupid statement to make. Now, I do understand what they're saying. I get it. That they've seen an improvement in the 10 IUs, but and to anybody who's running 4 or 5 or whatever, just do me a favor, drop out for a week, then put it back in for a week. Tell me you don't feel a massive difference from 0 to 5 IUs. The problem is with people like that is they oversell what it can do for you at 10 IU. So you've got kids who are running it and they'll go, why don't I feel that much different? I need to come back down again. But obviously, at that point, there's diminishing returns as well. You then walk into, like Hilly said, water retention, blood glucose issues, sleepiness. Mate, if I was doing 10 IUs a day, I'd be sleeping 3 times a day. Yeah, blood pressure off the back of the 6-7 pounds of fluid you're holding.
I tell you what I can do. I need to de-hair right because I'm like a gorilla at the moment. This is the longest I've never de-haired myself in about fucking my entire life.
Because he's in love now.
Yeah, I'll de-hair at the weekend and I've only been taking 5 IU. I went up to 7.5 for a bit, but I've only been taking 5 IU. I'll take a picture on Saturday morning and I'll take my weight. And then I'll take 10 IU for the next 40 days.
Yep.
And I'll take another picture and I'll take my weight. I'll still be in a deficit. We'll see if taking 10 IU a day.
Listen, 10 IU. I have to agree with them in the. Look, I'm in the mindset right now. Every sort of content can be positive. Yeah, you don't have to mix up shit and cause bullshit arguments. Yeah, 10 IUs does bring a fucking round look.
Of course.
So does 5 IUs.
Yeah, but it brings a rounder look. Yeah, bro. 10. When I was
running, but then so does 3 grams a test. Are they going to run 3 gram a test?
Yeah, but what I'm saying, bro, is that I swear to God, when I was running the 10 IU in the rebound phase when shit was good, before I had a big fall off, my head went. I tell you right now, my muscle in the gym looked fake. It looked mental.
But the statement is anything less than 10 is a waste. If you're taking 8 IU, does that mean you wouldn't have got any of that look? That's what the question is. Is anything less than 10 IU a waste? Thoughts on the coach is saying anything less than 10 IU is a waste.
I think Reese has great genetics and Reese could do pretty much what he wants. It still looks
one of my clients before sent me a video of Reese, because Reese has got like a phenomenal physique.
Yeah.
The progress he's made. This is nothing to do. This is not a Reese or a Tom Hames thing. This is just a thing about, is anything less than 10 IU a waste? It's not a waste. You just, if you were in 10 IU, you're getting more than you would if you were in 6 IU. It should be common sense. Like, one of my clients sent me a video of Reese doing something like doing a partial row movement. He was like, should I be doing my rows like that? I'm like, no. Well, Reese has got amazing lats. I'm like, Reese has got a back that blows most people's minds. But you doing anything he does is not going to give you the back that Reese has got. Exactly. Reese has made more progress in the last 4 years than I've ever made in my entire life.
And he's strong as shit, and he's been doing it for a long time. He's always been strong.
Not just that, though. What Riz was saying before, the kid is locked in and dedicated fucking day in, day out.
And he has his own gym, and he coaches full time. Hats off, innit?
Yeah. Just because Reese has made all that progress running 10 IU, if I go and put 10 IU in, and even if I lock in, I'm not going to get the same fucking results he did because he's got a fucking better physique and better genetics than I do. So people just need to not get warranted. Now, If you are taking 5 IU a day and you have the funds to take 10 IU, like a shot of Jaeger, like a line of cocaine, like a tub of
Take it.
Anadrol, you will get more out of more drugs.
Yep.
How much more? Well, you will only know if you take your 5 IU to 10 IU and see. And I will be the first to say, if you can justify the funds, then do so, because the same as taking in any more drugs, you will make more progress.
Yeah.
And the advantage of growth hormone is the potential for side effects of doubling your growth hormone
It's
is
very
way less than it is doubling your total gear load.
Yeah.
All of us agree with that.
And just to clarify, we've always said run as much as you can. I'm not disputing that as long as it's cost effective.
That's my first response.
Yeah,
Take
it is
as much as you
legitimately.
can.
I'm just saying the statement of if it's under 10 IUs is a waste is just stupid.
Got a question here. Each pick a male amateur from each bodybuilding class that will turn pro this year.
Oh God. Amateur.
Either, well, Joe and Kieran in Classic. Both may well turn pro.
Yeah, Joe potentially, Kieran potentially, Ben Diesel will, Jamie. I always forget his second name. I'm so bad.
I'll have a weird one. I'll have a punt on bodybuilding, that Macaulay kid.
Macaulay.
And I really think that as long as his head's straight, little Danny Howarth, when he's on stage, looks something else. And I think he has the ability to take heads. But a lot more than I think people. I don't think people realise it until you see him in a lineup with much bigger dudes. Like he's just got it.
Reese that we were just talking about in bodybuilding.
Jamie unengineered, he potentially by far is the bigger than all of them.
Which one's Jamie? JJ, that massive bastard.
Jamie unengineered.
The new guy.
No, that's not. You can't talk about that one yet.
Christian's client.
Yes, trying to find the instrument. Why the fucking is this thing loading up for?
Oh, Jamie Harrison. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, 100%. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, it's not loading.
Yeah, he's huge.
Bro, Jamie is by far
probably the biggest amateur in the UK.
I'm going to say something right now, yeah? He rocks up in an amateur show and he wins an amateur show and he gets an amateur pro and he gets a pro card. Out of everyone right now in the UK who is an amateur, he is the only one who could go rock up in a pro show and actually look okay.
Yeah, and just
with my chest,
the reason Riz is saying that is because you can't tell how big he is in a photo. Like he is a mountain of a human being.
Bro, I'm trying to find a picture to show look, that's him next to fucking
Yeah, next to Josh. And Josh is a mountain.
Yeah.
And Josh is massive as well. I'm trying to see, bro, a picture. Look, that's him next to that Carlos guy, look.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
And Carlos is a pro.
Yeah. He's come on leaps and bounds. He's come on leaps and bounds now, man. That Carlos has the last year, sir.
Jamie will turn pro. Ben Diesel will turn pro. Sam Correr's already pro. The new lad who responded recently, he'll turn pro. I think these are all turn pro.
That kid is a fucking freak, man. I was stalking his photos the other day because I had to make sure it was the right guy. What a fucking retarded physique.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
And he never looks fat. He always looks lean. He just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
I think Nathan Heck can turn pro.
I mean,
I like Nathan Heck.
I think Nathan's problem is and I think I've said this to him as well. It's just his waist to leg ratio. Like he just needs to be very cautious. He's already at that point, and his legs don't balance out well enough with his upper body.
Josh Kinsley, I reckon, will turn pro.
I think another year or two yet. I know he's great, but he's yeah.
But I definitely agree on Big Mackie, you know.
Macaulay, yeah.
He's sick.
Yeah.
Dan Bastic will turn pro in the female class.
Yeah.
And Billy will turn pro in the super slow reps.
No, he'll do disability because they only peak one leg.
They always give me shit, the cunts. Fuck's sake, you son of a bitch. Is there any benefit to using 1,000 mg of L-carnitine? Use it in a prep, mate. You'll see the difference. I promise you.
I genuinely stand by that as well. When I ran it at 1,000 milligrams, I was doing, what was I doing? Like 300 AM, 300 pre-workout, 300 bed, and it helped my sleep as well. And it definitely made a big difference, 100%.
Someone asked me, motivation behind what you do business-wise. I just love what I do. I love bodybuilding. That's it.
Nissan GTR.
Do you lot know?
Yeah, just providing for my family is my thing.
Hilly?
What motivation behind what I do?
Yeah, business-wise.
Business-wise, because I enjoy what I do, I am good at what I do, and I'm a 5-star leader.
Pros and cons to going enhanced coming out of a natty off season. I think that is the no. Pros and cons to going enhanced coming out of a natty season. I'm assuming at end of a natty prep.
Oh, perfect time. Absolutely
Yeah.
bang that gear on you, son.
Yeah. You've already got all the experience because you've run through an off-season and a prep natural. Your body will be primed for it as long as you've handled the post-show phase right. Like, it's the perfect scenario to move to be enhanced. Literally the perfect.
And I know we joke about high doses and stuff, but you do not need to run mad doses. And I'm not saying don't titrate it up by all means to get there, but just start slow and then ramp it up as in when.
Perfect situation for it.
Yeah.
The lad who was asked, I don't want to share his picture because I don't want to share people's shit on here, yeah? If they've not obviously asked. He's got a very good physique for someone who's natural. But I'm sure he's still very young. So, bro, if you're watching this, please always think about if it's worth it or not for you, yeah? Don't be stupid like us lot and just jump on it too young.
Take gear.
Hey?
I said, take gear. Take more gear.
I suffer from kidney issues and blood pressure tabs. On blood pressure tabs and medication, kidney protection. Can Nephron help me? Look, bro, when it comes to supplementation, we're not trying to tell people to use this product and it's going to cure you. A lot of supplements that me, myself, JP, Strom, all of us make, they are to try to, what's the word that we use?
To be proactive, not reactive.
Yeah. For some people, you are going to have to use an ARB. I have to use an ARB for my blood pressure.
Yeah.
A lot of the industry still use telmisartan as well. These things that we use supplement-wise, natty supplement-wise, they're just a sprinkle on top so we don't have to use more ARB.
That's it. And that's it. That's exactly it. I run half my dose of tau and then use obviously hepatic to give me the rest of the coverage, and it does wonders.
And if you are prescribed medications from a doctor, make sure that you speak to your doctor and do lots of research before you add anything in case there is any sort of interaction, or if the whatever medication that you take keeps your numbers in a good spot.
Yeah.
Taking some supplements may drive it low into a bad spot. So be very careful of what you do, and that is very important to point out.
Yo, a quick one for you guys. I've run out of questions, yeah? So I know someone in my family who is a diabetic, yeah? Legit diabetic, proper.
Type 1 and type 2?
The one who's on the cusp of going onto insulin.
Yeah.
So, like, what is that mean?
Type 2.
Metformin.
Yeah.
So, the doctors give him semaglutide tablets, 2-3 milligram or whatever it is. And I fucking shit you not, yeah? He does use a little bit of our glycotank as well, because I give it to him. His blood glucose has improved a little bit with that. He uses 2,000 mg of metformin a day, which is normal for a
pre-diabetic.
Diabetic. And since they've introduced this sema stuff, the tablet, which I didn't know even existed, he's dropped 2,000 mg of metformin a day, which is normal for a diabetic. He's dropped 2,000 mg of metformin a day, which is normal for a tablet. Which I didn't know even existed. He's dropped 2,000 mg of metformin a day, which is normal for a diabetic. He's dropped £12 in about 2 months with no
But,
actual
but it's,
physical.
but it's the same thing you said, Riz, earlier about what Cuba's experiment. Like, I know it's you're a family member or whatever, but they're just not eating shit. That's the byproduct of it. I know you might not see
Yeah.
it, but they're
No,
not
100%.
eating those sausage rolls or fucking chapatis or whatever around the corner. Do you know what I mean? They're fucking.
Yeah, bro. I think for them sort of people,
Makes sense.
to be God's honest
100%.
truth,
Yeah.
a lot of people's parents, a lot of people, grandparents who are on the cusp, I think these sort of drugs are going to be game changers.
Well, yeah.
Fucking
It's the
game
same for like the fat
changers.
mums. Like, I know I dig them out all the time, and I get it, right? But I do think there is a place for these drugs for those people. My problem is when they market it as like a selling thing, like, oh, here's what I eat on skinny pens, and then they eat like 1 meal in the morning, go get TGI Fridays every night. Like, fuck off. Like, that's not the person. But I completely agree. There is a medical place for people who don't have, and it's the same with any addiction, like drug addiction. Some people just cannot control that addiction. It's the same thing. If you can't control what you eat, something needs to intervene before you get really poorly.
The thing that gets to me and D is, because obviously this is what we do now, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, our family members ask me questions, and I'm like, D, you just answer it because
You're gonna call
you
them
go
fat.
on the same thing over and over. And then what I say to him every time, I'm like, I said to one guy, one of D's cousins, he was chatting waffle. I goes, mate, no offense, I literally make my living from supplements and bodybuilding. And I goes, mate, can you just stop questioning me? Because he'd ask me shit. I'll make you use creatine. I'm like, yeah. Oh, can't it give you kidney stones? And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I was just like,
At that point, I don't even. I just walk away. I just respond. I just go. I'm out.
The
bro,
only downside comes to it is if they ever got to stop the medication, the type 2's only coming back if they go back to do the habits. The only downside.
yeah. But Hilly, I think, but diabetes long term is a very bad thing, isn't it? As you said.
My mum's been diabetic for a long time, and hers is because of an operation that went wrong. She's now having to go and get injections in her eyes where the diabetes is affecting her sight.
Yeah, is it glaucoma, isn't it? It causes.
So it's glaucoma, but it's something else as well. And she's having to get injections every 6 weeks or 8 weeks in her eye. Like the long-term effects of being diabetic, most people don't even realise can be horrendous.
Yeah.
So
you can lose a foot, you can lose a toe and foot. And
legs, mate. A good friend's dad's just lost half his foot, and he's potentially needs to amputate his from his leg from the knee down.
yeah, and taking people away from that is fantastic. But what I mean is, if it's a 50-year-old person, then that's great. They're on the medication, that's it. But if you've got people that are 30 and 40, like if they don't ever learn to improve the habits and stop what got them there, unless they're going to be on this medication for life, and it's okay to be on for life, because although they've done long-term studies, they don't know whether it's okay to be on it for life. If there's a point when they've got to come off it and they go back to how they were or even worse, they're only going to run into the same issues again. But at least they haven't had it for a long period of time. But it's the only downside that I see to it. The positives outweigh that.
It's the same with like ADHD medication. Like they give you it to like learn how your brain works. Does that make sense? And the total purpose with therapy is to like understand that you're just a bit retarded. You can manage it yourself. Does that make sense? The problem is there's such a financial benefit to the doctors for the cost side of it, how much money they make off of it, that they will just implement it to those people and allow it. But type 2 diabetes might sound like a dick. I know people like your mum is different, but like you really have got to be a lazy bastard. Unless you have like a pre-hereditary issue or something like that, you've really got to be a lazy bastard and abusing your body for a long period of time for your pancreas to start packing in and then get those negative side effects.
I think before you do bodybuilding, you should legitimately ask your parents what their parents passed away from and shit, because I didn't know this till recently. I rang up my old man, right, weekend gone. I goes, what did Grandad die of? And he goes, high blood pressure.
Yeah.
And I thought, and I go, so it's hereditary. And Dad goes, oh no, it's stress. I goes, well, Dad, you've got it. I've got it.
It is hereditary.
It's hereditary because all my dad's brothers have got it.
Yeah.
My granddad had it. I've got it, and Hilly knows that I've got it.
Yeah.
So it's hereditary, and anabolics on top amplifies that.
But also culturally, Riz, like culturally, the foods that your families would eat, especially historically, like they will cause that so much more than kind of people like your generation, I suppose, kind of end that cycle a little bit, if that makes sense. Like it's not.
I agree, but you've also got to remember, bro. Back then, people would eat big fatty meals, like chapati with butter.
Yeah.
They'd eat once a day. They'd go work on the farm for like 7 hours.
Yeah.
So it was very different, bro. It's only the Asians here.
Yeah.
You remember my mum? If you speak to my mum and you ask her what did you eat when you were younger,
Yeah.
when you were poor, she was like, we only ate chicken once a week because we couldn't afford it.
Yeah,
She goes,
it's
"You lot
the
eat it
it's
every
the
day."
fats though, isn't it? It's like the ghee and the oils that are in curry and things like that. That's what over time consistently pulls your blood glucose up and keeps it elevated.
It's that diet
Yeah,
in this country.
yeah. I agree with that for sure.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That diet in this country in 2026 doesn't make
No,
sense.
because it's the worst of it. Because it's carb heavy with a massive amount of saturated fats. Just like the general makeup of that diet is just you're asking for trouble.
Bro, I bought my mother-in-law mac oil
Yeah,
and my own mother mac oil. I went back there 2 years to check.
yeah,
I've not even opened it.
but they've
we
gone
know
for
that's-
58 tons of ghee.
We know it's a better oil. We know it cooks at high temperatures as well.
Tastes fantastic.
Tastes mega. I went to my mum. It tastes like butter. Nah.
No.
My mum's got a thing about rapeseed oil. But it's vegetable oils that are the big killer.
Yeah.
Right.
Is rapeseed a vegetable oil?
Yeah.
It's high in omega-6 and lower in omega-3, isn't it, I believe?
Well, it's better than your normal veg oil, isn't it? That's shit. Really.
It's got a really low smoke point though, hasn't it? Rapeseed? Or is it? I thought
I
it did
don't
have.
have a clue, bro. I don't have a clue. But I know mac oil is the way forward, bro.
Yeah.
Are we
I'm good
done?
old grass-fed butter, me mate.
Yeah.
We're done.
Make sure you like, subscribe and all that shit and put
Buy
questions on
all
the
of our stuff.
Hilly 10 for codes everywhere.
Everywhere.
Deck 10
Don't wear
everywhere.
that top on the next podcast either. I'm sending him a contract today.